Hi, I'm Ruth Shapira, and I'm happy that you chose to listen today. Welcome to this episode of Inner Judaism, a podcast where you can experience the spiritual beauty of Judaism and the meaning it has for your own life. How can we become our best selves? That's what we're asked to focus on in this high holiday season. It's a season of self-reflection and introspection. And it is a process, and as with anything worth undertaking, it involves a bit of time. Nothing, well, except maybe coffee, is instant. Even oatmeal is mislabeled. I challenge anyone to enjoy a bowl of oatmeal after just a stir of boiling water. But enough about sustenance of that sort. I'd like to talk with you about a different type, the type that will nourish and sustain you over time. Ready? Let's learn about exploring and learning about ourselves, but from a Jewish perspective. First, find a comfortable place to sit where you won't be interrupted, and turn off or tune out other distractions. Yes, all other devices, but turn on that portion of your brain that is open to new ideas and new ways of thinking. It's really helpful to be in the present moment. So we're going to take a few moments and just notice your breath. Inhale and exhale slowly, and notice your chest rising and falling, relaxing into the very beautiful rhythm of your own breath. And do this just a couple of more times. Let's begin. The word teshuvah is often translated as repentance, but that's not the literal translation or the spiritual meaning of the word. The root word of teshuvah is shuv. You could hear it in the word I just said, teshuvah, shuv. And that word means return. That's curious. Rabbi Yitzhak Fingerer asks a great question. What are you returning to? He responds that you are returning to your essence, your pristine core, to your pure soul. In Judaism, we believe that each one of us is holy and pure. And when we engage in the process of teshuvah, we return to the purity, to the essence, and the holiness of who we really are. So the process of teshuvah involves a recognition that we've done something that needs correction. And we need to do that with a person who we have wronged. But I'm taking us steps back. I'm winding us back to getting in touch with that pure essence of ourselves, the part that perhaps has been hidden for quite some time, because that is an important preliminary step. Ironically, in modern Hebrew, the word teshuvah means something else also. It means answer, reply, or response. So we could understand from that there is an exchange. The process of returning will supply us with answers in response to our questions. And for that next step, I want to discuss the practice of journaling. Now, journaling is not keeping a diary. It's not like what you did in the 8th grade, recording what you did, who you liked, who you didn't like, your teachers. It's not really about that. Instead, It's like talking out loud to yourself, except that you're writing it. You're not censoring yourself. You can write about your day. You can write about your feelings, anything, a question you have, the gratitude you experience, literally anything. The important thing is to let the thoughts and words flow on the page without self-criticism. It's important to keep objective. In my experience with coaching people who are involved in a process of change, journaling is the one practice that most people resist. We could talk about why, but there's a different challenge for every single person. Yet, it's a documented fact that journaling is an incredibly powerful activity. Research tells us that journaling helps us accept rather than judge our mental experiences, and that results in fewer negative responses to stress. In 2022, a study by Sohal, Singh, Dillon, and Gill demonstrated that time spent journaling about our deepest thoughts and feelings can even reduce the number of sick days people take off work. But notice what I just said. Journaling about our deepest thoughts and feelings. That there are layers that we have in life that tend to push those deeper thoughts down. We tend to push those feelings down. Journaling is what can release them. We also know that the process of journaling, you ready? Lowers blood pressure, improves the function of our organs while reducing stress and improving our psychological well-being. So with all of this, I'm not sure why we resist the practice of journaling so much. Even for me, I consider myself a resolute journaler. I don't know if that's a word. It's still not so easy to face a blank page, even after all of these years journaling. I also find it challenging because my practice is not very regular. What I'd like to work on is changing that and making it a habitual practice because it's so effective when I do it. So what's holding you back? Because the only one who will read what you write is you. And you can tear it up the second you finish writing if you like. You're the one in charge. You can see how it goes after you try it, just for a bit. Think of ways that you might take one tiny, small step towards this goal of self-discovery. And you can choose to focus on anything. There's no right or wrong here. You can focus on your interaction with others, on moments of awe that you experienced, anything. What I'm asking you to do is to invoke the Nike within you. Just commit to doing it. And any little bit you do will create an imprint on your soul. And the more you're involved in this activity, the more you will get to listen to your inner sweet voice, your inner pure soul. Thank you for listening and for involving yourself in the spiritual path of engagement and seeking out the deeper meaning that Judaism has for you. Please connect with me at any time about anything. You can write to me at innerjudaism@gmail.com. And if you've liked what you heard, I hope you'll visit again. And you can rate this podcast so I'll know how I'm doing. Wishing you a glorious day and the ability to make this day better than yesterday.